Hey, good morning. Chuck here with Apple Drains. Today we're going to be changing out the oil on our 2016 Chevy Express. We're going to use the Fram filter. I love it. We're also going to be using Valvoline 5W30 synthetic and SuperTech 5W30 synthetic. This calls for 6 quarts. So we have to buy the 5 quart, and then I always just match up the 5W30, and we're ready to go. This is a 2016 Chevy Express 4.8 liter engine, and we're going to be using our famous Fram filter. Boy, does it work. I mean, if you watched any of the other videos of the other Chevy Express, it has over 700,000 miles, and all I ever used was Fram. This one has a little over 300,000, and it runs great. First, we're going to loosen up the oil pan plug, and yes, I'm using vice grips. I think they work better than a socket, and I've always pulled the plug with the vice grips. Handy dandy vice grips. Loosen this guy up. There we go. Now that the oil plug's loose, just use your fingers and unscrew it. Let that oil drop right down into your used oil pan. Ooh, that's dirty. We'll let that drain, and we'll go over on the other side and change the filter. I've never liked the design of Chevy where that filter is vertical, and you can see that if you unscrewed it, it would just pour all over you. This is from a viewer's comment. Told me to try a screwdriver, punch a hole, and let it drain before I unscrewed it. Thank you for the comment. That was great advice. Looks like I need to pressure wash under the van. So now we just put the oil filter wrench on there, and we want to unscrew it, get it loose. And you can see I didn't let it drain enough, so it still kind of got me with the oil. Next time. But yeah, just unspin it and let it drop down into your oil pan or take it away, either one. Now, using some of the old oil, go ahead and rub the oil onto the O-ring of your new oil filter. Then you can screw the new oil filter right back up onto the engine. I usually like to screw it in hand tight, but at the very end I'll put 1/8 of a turn with my oil wrench just to be safe. Don't over tighten it, but 1/8 of a turn is not going to hurt it. And I've been doing it this way for 30 plus years. And put the oil plug back in. I'll tighten it up by hand first. Just tighten it up, and then I'm going to use my vice grips to give it a little turn just to make sure that there's no leaking. My famous vice grips. I get so many comments about these vice grips, but it doesn't hurt anything. This is a 2016 Chevy Express 2500, and it calls for 6 quarts. So I'm going to go ahead and pour this 5 quart into the engine using my handy dandy funnel from Walmart. It costs 99 cents. Unfortunately, it's a little bit small, so you have to go slow, otherwise it'll overflow. I've been using Valvoline and Fram for, so long. What kind of oil do you use? What kind of filter? And what are your results? I mean, is your engine lasting 300, 500,000 miles? Put it in the comments box. Let me know. So again, this calls for 6 quarts. I usually just match up the 5W30, make sure it's a synthetic, and pour the rest of it in. That little funnel, you really have to go slow or it will overflow. That's it. Pull out our funnel, put back on the oil cap. So you can see just how easy that was. 5 minutes and we changed that oil. This is something you can do yourself and easily save, 40, 50 bucks. But let's take a look at the dash and I'm going to show you the mileage and things like that. So you can see the change engine oil soon. And then here's the mileage, 335,000 miles. Hey, this is Chuck with Apple Drains, reminding you that if you believe you can do something, I guarantee you can do it. Have a great day. Don't forget about live help, video consultation via Zoom. Sign up online.